Hello everybody, this is Team Signal Station back again with a little bit of Oxygen Not Included. My name is Michael.
I'm Amanda.
And together we are, I was going to say we're dedicated to bringing you two-fisted action, but there's technically two of us, so four-fisted action. This is the kind of pulse-pounding excitement you've come to expect from our videos. So we've got a bunch of duplicates all sleeping and dreaming of chicken legs.
This is a new colony.
Welcome to Camp Lunar Abyss. They called it a camp to lure the duplicates out. This is the head canon that we've established and how we decided it was okay to trap these clones in yet another environment. We've been playing this one for a couple of hours, and the reason that we started a new one was because
there was an update, and now it's called the ranching update, and now there is a whole bunch of new stuff that can be on the maps. So previously we went through a couple of updates with our Deadly Space Rock colony, and we just stuck with them because the things that were added were things we could add to that colony. But some of the things that were added this time were things that you could only get if you generated a new map. And we really wanted to see those things.
we want to see the new stuff.
Yeah.
And now this version has ranch dressing, is my understanding.
So there is a new ranching set of research and items that you can learn how to make. There's a critter drop-off, a critter feeder, a grooming station. So basically you can domesticate animals now.
Yeah, so those little creatures that are running around on the maps, eating some resources, excreting others, now there's a way to sort of harness that power at some point. Though I guess the key is you need to get someone who gets really good at farming, and then they change their career mid-stroke, right?
It's an extension of the farming career.
They don't stop being a farmer, is what you're saying.
Right.
No, when you're a farmer, it's bone deep. You never lose that connection to the earth, that dirt under your fingernails.
Right, you're still farming, you just not, instead of domesticating plants, you're domesticating animals.
You've gone on to things that have more complicated nervous systems.
Exactly.
Sure, we all know that plants can talk to each other through their root systems. There's, a level of consciousness there, perhaps.
Do we know that?
Not as, I think everybody knows that. I think everybody watching this video knows that about plants.
Okay.
About the chemical communication networks that they have in their root systems and the ways that they respond to insects attacking their leaves and whatnot. Everyone's done the reading. I mean, we gave homework at the end of the last video. We said, go out there and learn about plant biology because we need you to become farmers, or none of us are going to become ranchers. And I'm pretty sure we've got a good class out there watching these videos.
I had not realized that we had that much foresight.
So something else that's exciting about our Oxygen Not Included videos, we've garnered our first thumbs down. This is super exciting. Yeah, so not a lot of people know about this functionality, right? But on YouTube, if you post your videos there, there's a little thumbs up and a little thumbs down icon underneath it where you can give completely context-free feedback. And we had assumed most of these videos were being watched by people who actually knew who we are. Maybe that's still the case, but someone came along to the video, gave it the old thumbs down. So we've taken that feedback on board and guarantee that we're pretty much going to do the same thing we were doing before. I have no idea what to do with this information, so...
Don't care. That's my policy.
Official channel policy, we don't care. Do what you have to. Do what you have to. Live your life. Look, you're the one that needs to look in the mirror every morning. Or whenever you're combing your hair. Maybe you look in the mirrors all day. I don't know your life. Hey, what are we looking at here? There's a weird growth thing.
Yeah, I was kind of sorry to distract from your episode that you were having there. But, oh my gosh, there's chlorine here. How did that happen? I'm not sure how chlorine got into the mix, but anyway, this is a cool steam vent, and this is one of the things that we were looking for when we generated a new map.
It's one of the brand new things.
It's one of the brand new things. This generates, as you could guess, cool steam, but it also condenses into water, clearly. So this is a clean water source. It's less hot than a steam geyser.
I mean, it's still 107 degrees.
It's still quite hot, but the steam geysers get up towards 200. So this is less dangerous for your little clones to deal with.
Right. You drop a tea bag into that pool, you're going to get a pretty tepid cup of tea.
I don't know about that, but I'm not sure where the chlorine comes into it, though, because when we were down here before, when we had them dig into it, it was just a matter of it was generating some oxygen from the steam, which makes sense, I guess, as well as the water. But now there is chlorine. Is there bleach stone that's seeping that out? I don't see any. I don't really know where that could be coming from. I didn't see a source.
And yet it's kind of halfway up the ladder at this point.
Yeah, and that's not great because that's poison to our clones.
Well, you know what? We can always make more of them. Who cares what happens to their tiny little lungs?
I kind of do, but okay. So get back to it. We are having, since we had to sort of start over, we're having beginning colony growing pains of stuff like food shortages and things like that.
And a perpetual insufficient oxygen generation complaint in the upper corner.
Yes.
No, we want to breathe oxygen all day. It's all that our bodies can process. Well, you know, grow some gills or something. Chlorine gills.
Chlorine gills.
We only want the best, the brightest, and the most mutationist here at Camp Lunar Abyss.
Right, and we need them to make this retaining wall so I can finish digging this out. We did learn a bit of a lesson from previous colonies, which was build more batteries, because we started realizing that we were generating a lot more electricity
than we thought we were. And then more than they were using intermittently. Like, they had demands equal to the wattage that we were putting out, but they weren't using it constantly. So there was a lot of energy that it could have been capturing in batteries that we were just wasting. So I don't know where does that electricity even go? I mean, I never studied electrical engineering or anything like that. I just imagined it as being like pipes full of water, some electrons spinning down a wire, and yet if they don't output anywhere, it's not like they get backed up or just stay there in the wire. Apparently it drifts off into space if you don't use it.
Yeah, it gets wasted. It just isn't there.
If you know how electrons work, leave us a comment, or send us an email, or spray paint it on the side of a barn. There's not a barn that we won't visit to learn about electrons.
Somebody come sweep this food. Y'all are hungry. You'd think that you would be a little more on top of that. I mean, their food box is empty, and there's food laying around.
Yeah, so there's 8,000 calories laying around the base, but all of it is on the floor somewhere.
So as well as the new items and new research branch, there's a new command you can give, which is Wrangle, to capture live animals. But the update has not just been about ranching and domestication. There's a little database now, so that you can look things up if you are confused. So that's handy. But more than that, there is a new priority system.
This looks complicated.
This looks complicated because it is. It is very complicated, and we are still trying to figure it out. Because now the clones have individual priority programming, more or less, where someone like Cinnamon, who is our miner, now places top priority on digging, secondary priority on tidying, and just ordinary levels of priority on everything else.
So if you set a priority in here, it comes above the needs of the colony. Like, they'll do this above any other pending task until it's not available anymore, and then they'll go back to baseline and find something else to do.
So now the priority numbers that we used to assign are called sub-priority.
Because they're not as important as an individual's priority.
And it calls it out that duplicants will pick errands according to their own priorities first, and then based on these sub-priorities, which is weird.
And on top of that, we're still dealing with the fact that some of them have jobs, which means that they are, I guess, more suited or more interested in particular activities and will level up while doing that. And they have certain innate skills when they're printed out that may not match their interests. We've got some people that are, really good at digging, but what they really want to do with their life is research. That kind of thing happens. And then you, on top of that, give them whichever of those two jobs you need, and then figure out how they're going to prioritize their day if you don't want to leave it entirely up to happenstance.
We also discovered when we started this colony off, we wanted to kind of get them going and hopefully get to the domestication at some point fairly soon. But when we started them off and were getting them going, previously when you prioritize things with these numbers, they would do it assuming that other things were also being taken care of. Like, they wouldn't necessarily come and rush and do the stuff that you commanded them to do because they had maintenance to do.
Mm-hmm. They were trying to stay alive first and then pay attention to your pet project next.
Right. And so we kind of expected it to continue to work that way, but just in coordination with these new individual priorities. But we found that these are now listened to by the clones more closely. Basically their individual priorities will come first, but then they will really, really listen to these priorities if they don't have their own, to the exclusion of staying alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maintenance projects like keeping the energy going or gathering food all falls by the wayside if you're sending them off with high sub-priority tasks. So if you can't let yourself be bored and keep finding new things you want them to dig out immediately, the whole base might start falling apart as they neglect the maintenance work.
Yeah, our colony nearly suffocated to death because nobody was fueling the oxygen generators, because they were running around doing the stuff that we were telling them to do, and nobody was on top of just basic maintenance. They also kept running out of power because they were not keeping this coal generator stoked. Mm-hmm. Even though there was plenty of coal around, and there's coal in this hopper. It was strangely confusing. I want to go ahead and take a look. Food shortage. We're not going to get a duplicate out because we don't have enough food, but I want to take a look at them, and so that if we don't like them, we can scotch them. Mm-hmm. And that way we've got a head start on getting the next batch.
Sure.
So, unconstructive is not a terrible bad trait, I think. Mm-hmm. Good stats on Devin there.
Devin could be your first artist.
Yeah, it could be the first artist, but their creativity is 0. So they would not start out as a good artist. We'd have to let them cut their teeth on some mediocre stuff first, which would be kind of a bummer. Bonnie has also good stats. I love when they have an athletics bonus. It makes them faster.
+5 to learning. She'd level up quick at whatever she's doing.
Yes. However, she has 2 bad traits. Can't cook. I don't care. That's not a big deal.
Spends a little bit more time in the bathroom. It's not bad.
Probably the next person that we get should be a groundskeeper. So that's a tidy. So that would be her if we go with her.
Yeah, she'd get really good at it too. 50% faster plus the +5 learning.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're not going to throw out this batch because Bonnie might work.
Well, I'll say she would be the one we would probably pick out of this bunch. Mm-hmm. But I guess we could reject all these 3 and take the chance that we would get a tidy person who doesn't have 2 detracting qualities.
That's pretty good thinking, because I think we want Camp Lunar Abyss to have a certain level of exclusivity to it. You know, like a velvet rope that we've got up. We're not just going to take one person out of every batch. Doesn't even matter if Bonnie would have been great. I agree. Chuck them all in the garbage, and we're going to have people work that much harder to get in the door at Camp Lunar Abyss.
Well, maybe he's just being contrarian, but now I want her.
All right, but I think we're gonna lose some cool points if we just keep letting qualified people in the door.
Well, you kind of had me talked into it more because you were saying that she's going to learn fast and she's going to be fast, and those are great, and those are probably worth these negative qualities. It's just that I wanted to say, you know...
You wanted to point out we could reject them all.
We could reject them all.
But you don't have it in your heart to do it. You can't pull the trigger and say you're all fired. You big softie.
I just think she'd probably be good. I was persuaded by your argument. So
yeah,
you
I think she would probably be good. And to anyone who's watching this video, go ahead and tell your loser cousin to apply to come to Camp Lunar Abyss. Can't hold down a job at a grocery store? We don't care. We'll take them. Throw them in. We're not sending anybody back. The velvet rope, it's kicked over. It's kicked over at this point.
Probably for the best.
We're rebranding.
Okay.
We're rebranding as an egalitarian paradise. Look, Camp Lunar Abyss will find something for you to do. From each according to their ability to each according to their need. That's Camp Lunar Abyss's patent-pending credo.
Here's the thing. If you wanted to run some kind of exclusive hoochie-hoo place, you should have called it Club Lunar Abyss.
Yep. That was our mistake.
Camp Lunar Abyss is clearly a place for losers.
It's where the people from Club Lunar Abyss send their kids to get them out of their hair for the summer. Tell them that they're going to make friends there. They're going to learn to weave friendship bracelets. They might be able to ride a pony.
So, they're still working on the agriculture that I put them on. I'm just going to take a quick look here. What do I need to do to get these mesh tiles? Because we really need the airflow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's sanitation. Okay.
Well, you want to spin them over to sanitation for a while?
No, they're almost done, I think. Our researchers are pretty fast. I just wanted to remind myself what to do when we get it. So, here's our map. Let's take a quick look around.
Yeah, let's get the lay of the land.
So, as
Welcome
usual,
to Camp Lunar Abyss. Features include...
little people running around in this ant farm area, as per usual. We started out with some nice water sources, so we're stuck there for a while. We have plenty of copper available, which is great.
So much copper. A lot of what we dug out there to put in the cots in the bedrooms was mostly copper.
And we've got a fair amount of coal. So here is a kind of a slime biome here. Pretty big, polluted area. We toured down here a little, that we've got this cool steam vent. We've got some sort of poison stuff down here, which is apparently seeping into here, but we'll deal with it. We'll deal with that. Another slime area to the side here.
So slime to the left of us, slime to the right of us.
And poison kind of up and down, because here's more poison. Poison.
On the plus side, some of that slime biome has even more water.
Yeah, we just need to clean it up.
Yep. So we'll learn a little bit about, what is it, sanitation and distillation.
Yeah, if you are gonna get polluted water, you don't just filter it. You have to basically, I think, have it boil and then condense again.
Right.
Which is not something I have ever really done with my colonies. I usually just keeps running around wildly until I find a steam geyser. And then get water from that.
Infinite fresh water from a geyser.
Yeah.
I think one of the changes they also said they made is they may have reduced how much resources you get out of geysers. So it may not be enough to run a colony on to only have a geyser that you've got tapped.
Yeah, because it's true. You kind of were on easy street before. If you
found a geyser, you could just mint whatever resource you need.
More or less, yeah. I'm gonna have them dig that out. They don't really need to. Let's deprioritize.
It's more room for
it.
batteries.
True, but it's not that important. Because we've got room for batteries to the left too. And look how much power must have been wasting.
It's pretty amazing.
These are all full.
Yeah, we could run out of coal and still have the power on and the oxygen going for a while.
Which is a good thing, because you just you get involved in things and you forget to check how much resources you have, and before you know it, you're out of coal, you're out of algae. You gotta scramble to replace things. I mean, I haven't experienced that ever.
You just heard that this happens to people who are playing the game. Certain people get distracted and drop projects halfway.
Yeah.
To go put out a fire somewhere. So, we know that all the new animal wrangling stuff requires an expert farmer. How far along is our farmer?
That's a good question. Alright, we'll go into the jobs. How
98% for the farmhand. Nails is almost ready to have a career pivot.
Yep. Come up here and be a rancher.
And then we can build those 3 new items and find out how the heck any of that works. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Now, we have people who have already mastered their jobs. We've got actually a few people who have mastered their jobs. Good job, all you guys, but we're not going to promote you. Because when we promote you, you will want better food and better decor, and those aren't available right now, so...
Yeah, we don't have an artist yet, so nobody who could throw paintings and sculptures up to make this place seem nicer.
Yep, so that's going to have to wait. Promotions just have to wait. Alright.
But you know what? What we're giving them is opportunities to network. So, and we'll give them new titles, maybe once a year, in lieu of a promotion. A whole new brick of business cards to distribute.
Still a food shortage. I'm not loving it. Alright, let's start this going again. So
the nice thing about food shortages is you can head them off by manufacturing garbage.
Yes. So you might remember that this uses more or less dirt and water to make non-food, but they can eat it. It will make them sick, but if we also grill it, it magically becomes more edible and it won't make them sick. They won't like it for sure.
Mm-hmm. It won't taste good, but you can burn most of the bugs off it.
Oh, I actually disabled this building so that it would not suck up any more electricity, because we were way ahead on calories last time I messed with that. But like I said, it's easy to get caught up in your projects and not notice that you're running out of stuff. Not that that ever happens to me, even though you just saw it happen to me.
You're just doing that for purposes of demonstration.
Oh, yeah.
For anyone, if maybe this is your first video watching and learning about oxygen not included.
Yeah, that was really nice of me.
Want to show you how easily it can happen.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and floor under this so that we can start digging over to the right. Maybe.
Okay.
It's not important, but I kind of want to do it. So you can see that we have now prioritized things like the food and the oxygen and the power. We've like given those buildings their own like higher priority, and because otherwise they will neglect them, and those things are important for them to stay alive. But yeah, the self-preservation of the clones has been vastly downgraded in this new version.
Which is cool, because it gives you more to do.
Yeah, it gives you more to supervise.
You feel less like just, I don't know, a godlike meddler in their affairs, and more like you actually have a responsibility to keep them alive, because they genuinely need the help now.
Yeah. I mean, they were plenty helpless before in some respects. Like, people would strand themselves in places where they couldn't breathe, or they'd build down into they dig down into water and they wouldn't give themselves a way out, and you
They
have
wouldn't.
Yeah.
It was never a failure of planning where you sent somebody to do a task and didn't give them a way back out.
You know, I'm sure that sometimes that happens. But I'm saying that there were even times, and you've seen this, so I don't know why you give me a hard time about it, when you mark out things for them to do that they could do perfectly well without getting stuck anywhere.
If they did it in the right order.
If they just didn't do it in a dumb way, but they
if
do
they
it
had,
in a
if they
dumb
had a
way.
sense of self-preservation.
Right. Still a food shortage. So, probably remember that these cracks indicate something is buried. So when you have a food shortage, sometimes it pays to just have them go dig around and see if they can find...
It's not a real food shortage. Pretty soon they're going to have those mush fry things coming off the assembly line and they'll be right back where they were before. It's not worth panicking about.
I'm not panicking, I'm just saying. I would like them to have enough food.
If you baby them, they're never going to learn how to photosynthesize.
They can't photosynthesize.
I mean, we don't know that. We haven't put them under the proper stresses.
There's no sun underground. They can't.
There's these little glow bugs. It's kind of like the sun.
It's not anything like the sun. Let's go ahead and... It's not important, but if you ever get around to it, go ahead and dig that out. I'm getting kind of almost put out by how much power we're generating. Like,
It looks like research just wrapped up, so now you can get your farm tiles.
it wasn't farm tiles. We've got those.
What was it you were trying to get?
Mesh tiles so that we can improve our airflow.
Right. The problem where everyone wants to breathe all the time.
Everybody wants to breathe. Here it is. Mesh tiles, sanitation.
No, wait, that's what you want to research now, but what just wrapped up?
What just wrapped up was agriculture.
So the farm tiles I just mentioned.
Oh, the hydroponic farm tiles.
Yeah.
We already had the regular farm tiles.
There's two kinds.
There's two kinds. There's this kind, which is you have to run pipe through it.
Right. I remember those.
Right.
They need a source of water flowing through them to work. You can't just have the duplicants spray water at them.
Right.
But this also gives us the farm station, which we thought was going to allow our farmer to level up. Little did we know, they were going to reach rancher status ahead of when research wrapped up.
Yeah, but now we have a fridge, and that's always going to be useful.
Sure.
And this path is going to get us the mesh tile for airflow, and plus we'll get bathroom stuff and showers and things like that. And then we're going to get one of my favorite things in the game, the deodorizer, which turns polluted oxygen into oxygen. It's very handy. It takes almost no resources. It's great. All right.
So where should we drop a fridge?
I guess probably over.
Probably over by the grill.
Seems like. Let's go ahead and make it look a little less Flintstones over here. Especially since we've probably lost our mess hall bonus because they don't have a ceiling here.
Yep.
And what's the priority on that? Because I do want that. Okay, 6, that's good. So not super priority, but some priority. We can also put fridges here so they can kind of run across. I don't know.
I guess it depends on whether you want the refrigerated food to have that tang of coal factory off-gassing.
You know,
If you think it gives it that sort of barbecue smoky tang.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can buy-
A bold flavor for the mush fry.
I mean, it's nice that it has a flavor because I don't think dirt and water is very appetizing otherwise. I think I'll put one fridge just here, and then maybe if there's more, we'll put them up here or something.
If they manage to fill the fridge up.
Yeah, which I mean, I guess that's
Seems unlikely.
not sure for now, but. Okay. We might as well just deconstruct this thing.
Yep, it's just in the way.
So part of the reason there's so much food lying around is because we don't have anybody whose specialty is cleaning up. which is why we were thinking about getting Bonnie, who knows how to tidy, as our next person.
Someone's got to start sweeping.
Yeah. So.
Do you want to lay in plans for the next bedroom?
Let's go ahead and make a bedroom for Bonnie for when we feel like the food situation is good enough to get her out.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna get a little bit bigger of a room than in other people. She's on the end.
Well, I mean, you could assign the bed, so if you want to give them out based on seniority, you could.
That's true.
One of the original trio could get the master bedroom.
Well, they're all kind of in a barracks area. But everybody's getting their stamina bonus from being in an enclosed bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing. Oh, I don't like that the food shortage is still there. If only because I don't like having a red bar in my field of vision. Guys can come over here and dig this out.
And
Sorry, what'd you start to say?
nothing. When do we get back to the ranching?
Well, we gotta wait for her to level up first.
She's probably there yet. I bet since the last time we looked, we now got a rancher.
You're right.
Yep.
Alright, we'll promote her. She's gonna get way more demanding.
That's fine.
Well, it's not really fine because we don't have good stuff for her, so she's gonna be stressed out.
Also fine. Look, ranching's a hard life.
We made videos, and I don't know when we're going to edit them and post them, but we made videos of all the stress responses. So I had to. I tortured a colony full of clones to get their stress all the way up to 100% so I could see how, how the stress responses look at different stages of stress. It gets pretty bad. I mean, it gets bad.
Let's not worry about it. Colony stress is only at 8%.
Yeah, but it was at 40 before when we were really...
When they couldn't breathe?
When they couldn't breathe.
Yeah, well, now they can breathe.
Well, they may
There is
not,
a lot of chlorine
there's a
leaking
lot
up.
of chlorine coming up. Where is that? Why is that coming up? Why would chlorine be coming out of this?
I don't know. Could that geyser be kicking out chlorine as well?
I mean, it looks like it's kicking out just oxygen.
Yeah. What the heck?
I don't really know what to do about that. This is a new problem.
Because we don't really have any technology that does anything with chlorine. If we study ventilation, we could set a gas pump there that would take the chlorine and push it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you gotta do some research to get to that point.
There's an ore scrubber somewhere. Oh, that's not even an option to look at yet, huh?
Nowhere near enough research.
Yeah, there's an ore scrubber somewhere in the supplies that we can research to get to, and it uses chlorine to sanitize the things that you dig up, essentially. Right. So
it's supposed to like get germs off of rocks.
Right, which has seemed extremely like overkill to us. I have never had sickness be a big problem in a colony, really. Like, I've never had more than 2 or 3 people get sick, even if I sent them to do gross things with no protection.
Gross or dangerous things, yeah.
Yeah. Just
we scalded the heck out of some people.
Yeah.
Boiled them like lobsters. They bounced right back.
So I've never really had any impulse to like build an ore scrubber and do all that stuff. But if chlorine is going to be in the base anyway, we might as well...
Any sort of process that gets rid of it would help.
Right. Any way that we can use it just to get rid of it would be great.
Let's stop staring at green gas, though, when we got a rancher now. We could start making the lives of animals more difficult.
That's
for our
true.
own benefit.
That's true. So here's, I think, a hatch. Yep. It's buried. There we go.
Wrangle. Oh, look, got a little like Australian style hat now on Nails. So
How
that's the
cute.
animal wrangler hat.
With little teeth or tusks or something. The
Teeth,
bane.
yeah. Looks like crocodile teeth or something.
She's gonna continue to maintain her farming responsibilities too, though.
Yeah, so I see what you mean. You don't stop being a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Are we not following her? Is she not going to go get the hatch?
It's not there yet. Where did she go?
No idea.
Well, here's another hatch who is just kind of
Hanging
going
out?
around. So let's mark that one for Wrangle too. Maybe she'll go to that one since it's out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I also got to set what this can take. Forgot about
Everything.
that. Everything. Put all the food there. All right, let's find her and just do the follow cam on her.
Oh, she's in the bathroom.
Oh, no wonder. All right.
Oh, that's creepy. You didn't wash your hands. Nails. Yeah, by all means, pick up some food with your unwashed hands. Well, you know, as a farmer, she's probably got some more natural immunity to that sort of thing than other people, I hope.
We can hope.
And the food is terrible, so she's not going to lick her fingers afterwards.
Yep.
She's already dreaming of better food.
That actually means that she is.
That she liked it?
That she's okay with it. If
We'll
she
take
likes
okay.
it, there will be a smiley face in that little thing. But like the food icon, I'm pretty sure means this
Chef Julian leveling up.
is tolerable.
Alright. Where are you going, Nails?
She,
More farming?
No.
More water?
More water, more farming. Yeah, she may take a while to get to the wrangling. Unless,
Oh well. We
I
can
guess
start...
I can mark the priority on this hire. Can I?
Can you?
Hmm.
Use the wrangle tool.
I'd have to cancel it first. So like, cancel the
doesn't
wrangling.
Alright.
Right, okay. Now wrangle 8. Kind of important.
Honestly, I have no idea what wrangling entails.
Yeah, we've
Is she
never
gonna get
seen
it in a
this happen.
headlock? Where does it go? What is an animal that has been wrangled? What does it look like?
I'm gonna guess because they use the guns for everything that
That
she
she
just
sucks it up with her gun?
yes.
That would be amazing.
That
But she's trying to fix the food shortage first, apparently.
okay. Well, I mean that's important too.
Yep. Well, you know what? I wonder if did we set her personal priorities to keep farming above other stuff?
Probably we did.
Yeah, because of the food shortage. Yeah, farming is higher than wrangling, I guess.
Is wrangling ranching here?
Ranch
is,
there. So you could
alright.
set them as equal priorities?
Yeah. Okay. You know, sanitizing is nowhere in your job description.
Yeah, sanitizing is neither farming nor ranching. Unless you think you're some sort of germ wrangler, but thank you for going back and washing your hands.
I think she heard your complaints, and that's what her deal was.
Good. So at least in a small way I've made a difference. Grabbing some dirt, she's still farming.
Yeah, she's still farming.
Alright. Well, we could think about building wrangling tools.
True. I guess we can put a sort of a ranch area sort of below this farm area.
Build a puppy farm room.
Yeah. Oh, we have our mesh tiles. Hooray.
Or we could spend some time making sure airflow gets better in the base.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want it here. At the bottom of your base, isn't that going to let chlorine up eventually?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is already open. These were places that were just waiting for mesh tiles, basically.
Yeah.
Where we're gonna want it, I guess, is in bedrooms
Right.
most of all. Just to make sure that they don't have a carbon dioxide buildup in their bedrooms.
Mm-hmm. In case any of them burp in their sleep.
Right. Okay. That's fine because this room is all connected. be over here.
Nails is on the same floor as the animal. Yep. She's doing like a harvesting animation.
Wow.
And the animal's in a bag.
Oh!
So, bagged hatch. Fantastic.
Well, that's fun.
So now presumably that hatch is under control and could be transported to your puppy mill whenever you get around to building one.
Alright, so let's start building that. Let's do... Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we want it. Alright, right. So we'll build it down here. Where are the wrangling tools? Are they under food? They're under food. So critter drop off is what we're going to want.
Releases
first.
trapped critters back into the world, right.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have that so that the bagged critter will get dropped off. And then I guess the other is for care and maintenance to get it food.
Uh-huh. So we're going to want to put doors down here. They're going to
Right,
drop
so
it
that
off.
they
and
don't
it
escape.
won't- Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drop it off and it'll just escape again. These doors are already meshed, so air can get through them. It's fine.
Yep.
Also, farm station. Should we think about that?
Mm-hmm.
And I did not put enough room in between for a farm station.
You
for
just
this
put it over
bunch.
to the right.
Yeah, but it'll be
It won't
too
benefit
big.
the whole room.
Yeah.
It'll benefit half of your farm.
Farm station is under stations, not under food. Forgot. All right. So that needs to be built on top of something.
Yep. So a farm station allows you to make some super powerful fertilizer, which then gets your plants growing even faster. So if you are prone to, say, having constant food shortages, this is a good investment for your farmer slash rancher to be able to better manage your food supply.
Yes.
Also, it just looks really cool when they're blasting the plants with fertilizer guns.
So that turns the area into a greenhouse. The greenhouse can only be 96 tiles. You know what? Maybe I don't need to put this here.
It might be worth trying to, build the door on the far left and just see if it works.
Right.
And if it doesn't, you can make the room smaller.
Yeah. Because I think it's too big, but we'll find out. Okay.
In the meanwhile, they built that extra cot and bedroom so you could bring in your maid service, the new duplicate that you were going to make clean up all the time.
Nope. Not while there's a food shortage.
But you're already planning to put in a fertilizer station. And Chef Julian there is continuing to crank out the hits.
Yeah, but we are at 4,000 calories. I don't really want to bring another person into this until we're a little more firm on our calorie count. Maybe once this is built. It occurs to me too that we could actually cheat this if it turns out this is too big of a space by kind of breaking up some of these.
Sure. Lower the ceiling a little bit.
Lower the ceiling a little bit. So they're over here making this area for the critters. And go ahead and have them build the drop off, I guess. Here?
Yeah, right by the door.
Right by the door. And then a critter feeder. What do they... It dispenses food. Doesn't really say what they're going to be supplying this with. I guess we could look in the database. Let's put it kind of over here.
How big a an animal run are you creating?
I don't know.
You think they really need to stretch their legs?
Well, I imagine we're going to get more than that. I know we have at least 2 more hatches
Yeah.
sort of available to us to be wrangled.
Yep.
Go ahead and put the wrangle on that one. And then when I find the other one, I'll put it on that one. And then, so for 3 of them, I think that's, you know, a reasonable
It's
amount.
humane.
Yeah, it's not bad. And we can always dig out if we get more.
Yeah. What's most important is whether or not we can get that free range label when we start selling the coal that the hatches put out.
Right. So, I think part of the reason that they have made this ranching upgrade and why domestication of the animals has become a thing, I'm sure they were planning this all along, but as your colony starts to exhaust the natural resources of the different areas, the different animals that you find can be used to supplement all the resources. Like, you run out of algae to, you know, using these deoxidizers or whatever, but you can make more algae out of slime, and these little puffs generate slime. Or you dig out all of your coal in your map. Oh no, what are you going to do for fuel? Well, hatches will eat almost anything and then excrete coal.
You can feed them dirt,
Yeah.
just like we're feeding our duplicants dirt. Everybody eats dirt.
It's everywhere. And there are other critters down, you kind of got to go pretty far down to get them usually. But there are slicksters, which are sort of blobby purple things, and they will just kind of suck up carbon dioxide and give you oil. We're probably a long way off from seeing that in this particular colony. And when we do get some, we'll have to build a special space for them. I'm going to have them dig out here so that this chlorine can hang out.
Settle somewhere else.
Yeah. Also, this will give our miner something to do.
Yeah, we got a miner who loves to do nothing but dig because that's how we programmed her.
Yeah,
He will dig to the exclusion of anything else.
the priority system does make them a little...
Monomaniacal,
Yeah,
potentially.
potentially. Well, you're basically giving them if-then commands. And so they become a little bit more robotic, perhaps. Just looking at this coal, but we've got plenty of coal, I think.
Not going to run out of power either. Almost shouldn't waste the coal.
Alright. Okay, well, yeah, hold your breath. So, one thing we can plan for and think about is making exosuits so that they can go into inhospitable environments. Now, I don't know if I was just wrong about this before or if it was changed in an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that to make the exosuits you needed plastic, so you needed to have discovered oil and you needed to know how to process oil, and it was a whole thing. But either I got that wrong or it changed, because we were able to make some exosuits, and all you need is copper ore and reed fiber, which is in these slime biomes. So just basically, once you get into here and grab some of this stuff, we got plenty of copper, we can make them little suits and make them wear them so that they don't
So
get
like
hurt.
subterranean astronauts that can go into harsh environments.
Right, which is great because we've got some harsh
Because you're
environments.
surrounded by poison.
Yeah, we're surrounded by poison on this map.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be nice for Cinnamon to have right now, currently, so that she wouldn't have to just hold her breath to do this work.
Mm-hmm.
If she was in a suit, The thing about the suit is you do have to have ventilation researched because the suit fills up with oxygen.
Right. There's a lot of research ahead.
Yeah, we've got a lot lined up for this decontamination. Alright, the calories are up enough that I'm willing to get Bonnie out. We need to rename her too. We want to name her.
I have no idea.
Well, she's singing. What do you call a singer?
Chanteuse.
Ah, that's a nice name.
Womp.
But she smiled.
Briefly, it'll sink in. Wow, immediately after the restroom. Want to visit the high point of the camp?
Alright, let's get her lined up.
Groundskeeper.
Tidy, yep. She's already got a head start on the skills for that.
Mm-hmm. No, she's gonna kill it as a groundskeeper.
Yep.
Let's see her get her hat.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Newly minted groundskeeper.
Wonderful. Come and sweep up this food. Oh, we gotta tell it which critters. That makes sense, I guess.
Bagged hatch.
Yeah, I think we're only gonna want hatches here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not built yet, so there's nothing to do with it.
I imagine you might define what kind of feed those put out as well.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll also find out whether the duplicants have to run over and put any supplies into it to be converted into animal food. There's a hatch there over by the compost pile.
Wrangle.
And there's one 2 floors up. No, over to the left. It was up on... There it is.
Huh. Yeah, we don't want it here. There's actual food that our little people can eat here. We want them somewhere that they can only eat rocks.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So now we got some animals labeled for collection.
There was one more in the farm area before. Is it still here?
No, it's... Is it in that bag? Doesn't it look like in that empty space where there's not a tile, there's a bagged animal? Can't quite tell.
There it is, bagged hatch. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. It's there. Well, there were 2 over here before, but it might have gotten out somehow. I did have this door open for a while. We'll see.
Hey, look. Nails just grabbed the bag and slung it on their back. It doesn't seem like it stays with them for the animation, though.
That might change.
Yeah. I mean, the game's not finished yet.
Yeah.
So at some point we might be able to see a bag on Nails' back while they're carrying a hatch. But we're going to see them unsling it here.
I mean, last night...
Thump.
Oh.
Delivered.
She got both of them. Look, there's 2
Oh,
there.
grab 2. Yeah.
She got both of the ones that were up in the garden area that I was mentioning.
Nice.
Great.
And just grabbed another one.
Fun.
All the bagged ones ready for drop-off. I like they tear open the bag like it's a present. Not a reusable bag. You just shred it.
Alright, somebody come sweep this food up with fairly high priority so that it doesn't get eaten. Likewise, come get these seeds. Definitely get this one that's stuck in the door. Do you know that's there? Doesn't seem to know that seed is there. That's annoying. Well,
Yeah, sweep the whole
everything.
thing. Yeah, let them get it all.
Alrighty. Nobody's building that. Are we out of copper?
No,
We got a
there's
lot.
tons of it. It's just not a priority yet.
Right, I mean, probably it would have been the farmer's priority, but we told her to do animal
Right,
stuff
she's
first.
wrangling at the moment.
Alright, well that's fine, I guess. Food situation's getting good, actually, huh?
Yeah. See, if you just post a chef in front of the extruder and then have them every once in a while dance over and work the grill,
Yeah.
it writes itself. Because you're not going to run out of dirt and water, which are the two primary ingredients that they're eating.
True.
As gross as that is. Oh, shit.
So I'm gonna turn off that for a while so that she definitely is cooking things, because I see people eating the raw mush bars, and that will make them sick. So let's make sure that she cooks them all up before she makes any more. Let's also, it's nice to have these going. But let's start another farm area with just mealwood. Because mealwood will grow anywhere and it's very easy to grow. And that way we've got another food supply that's in good shape.
Yeah.
I guess I could put it kind of over here. Well, let's make things easier for a farmer.
Yeah, keep the farm in pretty close proximity, because you could expand out to the right of where your giant fertilizer station is going.
True.
Or,
I will have to put
or
it.
put it right where Spigot is.
Yeah. Do this. How did this get back on sandstone? I want to make stuff out of granite. Well, it's okay. That's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So, I don't know why I put that in. I want to make farm tiles over here, so. Not thinking.
Wow. Apparently those hatches were just looking for a patch of dirt to dig into.
Oh man.
All three of them just went into the same ball of dirt that fell from above when they made the tile.
Wow. That's weird. I mean, if that's where they're happier, I don't begrudge them.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you catch an insect and then stick it in a jar and you give it one branch and one leaf so that it feels at home. They can have one ball of dirt.
Aw, I feel bad about it now.
So I guess that's a note for the future, is you can leave one tile undone if you're building a hatch enclosure.
Right, and we can always deconstruct one of these. Or,
They got their ball of dirt.
or we can dig out and not put floor down.
Where's Cinnamon going?
She's gonna
Oh,
help
dropping
build
off
this.
copper.
Yeah, she's gonna help build.
Interesting. I mean, as a digger, I sort of thought that she'd be up digging out the next floor.
Did we have? We don't really have a lot marked out to dig right now. So we had her dig out this to kind of keep the chlorine in check.
Ah, Cinnamon found the remaining dig project.
Where is she?
She's digging.
Where?
You don't even have to ask.
Where?
Where's our monomaniacal
Oh,
miner?
right.
She's wherever the dig symbols are. She'll help build a tile if that's what it takes to get closer to that sweet, sweet digging.
Oh, good. This is
It's the right size.
the right size to be a greenhouse. That's wonderful. So now our rancher, when she's not ranching, can come over here and put some super fertilizer
Mm-hmm.
on plants. so many mealy seeds. It's too bad that you can't make anything good out of meal lice.
Like meal lice doesn't turn into a tasty treat no matter what you do with it.
Exactly. Which I think is a little unrealistic, because I mean there's plenty of foods that are nasty, 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 but a good chef, like an expert chef, could make something good out of them.
Sure. We don't have an expert chef, though. We've got Chef Julian.
I know, but I'm saying that even if you have an expert chef, there's just never anything good you can make out of meal lice. And that's a bummer. I mean...
Maybe that comes later in the game development. They're going to come up with the technology.
Plenty of places for them now.
Yeah, now you got a bed of sand.
Yeah, you've got a whole sandbox, you little guys. You're doing great. And now we've got her digging out more space for because the chlorine is really creeping up. What the heck? Is that seriously coming from here?
Seems like it's kind of stopped down there. It's all drifted its way up from wherever it came from.
It's weird. It's weird. Because I wouldn't think it was coming off of this stuff. I guess we can consult the new database. So, elements, gases. Tell me about chlorine. Extremely toxic chemical.
It's a toxic chemical, and you can light it on fire.
But
oh, that's all we need to know.
That's not all I need to know. Okay. Well, that's not very useful. Still haven't built this. I hope you... Well, they're probably fine, because they can eat anything.
There's plenty of rocks around.
Yeah, I don't even know why I built that, to be honest.
Well, because you're not going to constantly be coming back and digging more rocks out. Eventually they're going to work through that.
Alright, what are we going to research next? Ventilation?
Sure. If you're more worried about the chlorine than the water situation, which I think is probably fair.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just do the first step. Pressure management doesn't seem that important right now. And I'm going to want to jump over here to filtration pretty soon.
Yeah.
Because we won't be able to get chlorine exclusively until
you can divide up the gases.
Exactly, until we have a gas filter.
Do we also want to request a grooming station?
Well,
I don't know if we'll fit it in before we end this video, if they'll get it built or not.
Well, they will if we give it a high priority. Noises they make when they dig under. It's pretty great.
Yeah, that angry little spin dig down into the sand.
Like that gargle noise.
Our miner's excited that you just ordered some high priority digging.
Yep.
That's something she can get behind. Anything to keep her hands busy, to keep her mind from even a moment of reflection.
I don't think you have to get existential about it. We told her to put a priority on mining.
She knows what she's running from. You don't become a miner of that level of proficiency without a dark past. I feel like I just briefly saw someone spraying fertilizer.
Yeah?
Which is surprising because I didn't think the fertilizer was working yet. I do not have an actual farmer as in farmer only. Didn't realize we needed that. So that person can't have been putting fertilizer.
Maybe they tried it and then the game sort of remembered they can't do it. It's an alpha.
There's
I mean,
bugs.
last night when we were first trying out this ranching update, we food shortage again.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know, because I've got her extruding more. When we were first trying this out, we discovered that when our little guys went to bed, all of them changed hairstyles.
Yep.
They all got blonde, wavy hair when they went to bed, but
It's a fun bug.
yeah, that was cute. But by today, not even a full 24 hours later, I think,
Someone noticed and fixed it.
someone had already fixed it. Oh, who's suffocating?
Cinnamon does not know how to get herself out of there.
Cinnamon. How did she even get down there?
Well, you told her to dig all that out.
Did I?
Yep.
Okay.
She climbed up there, started digging, and then ran out of space.
There's still, I mean, the chlorine is really drifting up now. This is kind of starting to bug me. I don't like it.
What is Chanteuse does not know where to go for oxygen.
Do I need to put some oxygen generation down here to kind of...
Go to the oxygen overlay. You don't have to wonder. Oh, that looks terrible.
Yeah, that's not good. Alright. Well, we've got an electrolyzer now,
Uh-huh.
so we could do that. Let's look at the power grid. Yeah. Food shortage, yeah, whatever.
Whatever. You guys
Is
will
it
eat
here?
something.
Here, maybe?
Why not on the right side, more up against where the bad air really is?
Yeah. I'm just, here, let me cancel it. I'm trying to remember if this thing flips. Like, some things
No.
you can change orientation,
Not this thing.
because the water comes in on the left and the air comes up out of the right. So it won't quite be right by the ladder there. I guess it's fine.
It's an area effect.
Alright. And wire it up.
Alright, so is there a grooming station there?
There is. Alright, we need
Outside
pellets
of stable.
too. Huh. We can feed them all kinds of stuff.
How about that? You can give
Well-
them a very particular diet.
We can give them obsidian because there is no use for that otherwise. And sedimentary rock.
And sand.
And sand. We need the sand.
You use sandstone. What do you use sand for?
Deodorizers
I
use
thought they
it.
use clay.
They
They
can.
output clay.
They output clay. Deodorizers use sand. Water sieves use sand. And they use a fair amount, I think.
Okay.
But that's a good reminder to me that I should put a deodorizer up here. So we can turn all this cruddy green oxygen into nice
Blue oxygen.
breathable oxygen. They probably don't need this anymore, but we're fine for algae, so let's leave it for now. So this needs power built to it, that's fine. Now that we have an electrolyzer, we are probably going to go through this water faster.
Oh well.
So it's a good thing that we have more. Right over here. And we can tap into this whenever.
So did you notice that there was a There's an error on the grooming station. It says something about being outside of an area.
Outside of stable.
So it seems like it needs to be closed off on the right, maybe?
Well, let's find out. Stable.
Or maybe that space is too big.
It's not enclosed.
Oh.
So let me finish this. And then we'll put in mesh tiles. Here. Here. And that will enclose this. And then, yeah, it might be a bit big. But we'll deal with that when it happens.
Mm-hmm. As you noted, you could also lower the ceiling. The hatches don't jump around or anything.
Nope.
They don't need all the headroom.
They do not. Okay, so once they get some water in that, it'll be... man, this is bugging me. I don't like it.
Looks like that geyser's giving off gas. Can you tell what kind? Carbon dioxide.
Steam.
Right, which is why there's dripping water.
Steam is unbreathable, but I guess it condenses into water, and I think that it also off-puts oxygen. It seemed like when we first dug down here that some oxygen was in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. We need a tenured scientist who can analyze this.
Yeah, but that's top tier scientist. That's like 3 job levels up from the most senior researcher we currently have.
True.
So it'll be a while.
Let's go ahead and...
Keep them researching, keep them leveling up.
yeah, we want to get these filters going so that we can deal with this chlorine.
So what I'm hoping is we can just see an animal get groomed, and that's how we close out the video.
Alright, how do we do that?
I don't know.
Allows the assigned rancher to care for critters. Alright. Okay.
So it gets assigned to somebody?
Well, I mean, we've only got one rancher, so she would be the one to do it. Now this is a stable,
Uh-huh.
so maybe now she'll do it, now that this is enclosed.
Maybe she'll come down tomorrow and care for the animals.
Yeah, we'll put a higher priority on it. See if that gets her down here. We can also actually give her a higher priority for ranching. Man, this is just so much more complex than it was before. Like a 1 through 9 ranking system is very simple compared to what are all these symbols? I mean, they're very intuitive too. It's not a big deal, but
You use your other mouse to go down. There you go.
okay. And then
I think you can have this automated too. Like, I think this is all optional.
yeah, it's
If you
true.
leave everything at the kind of minus symbol where you're not defining it, then they work it out.
Yeah, but then you don't have people doing what they're good at.
I think one problem Nails is going to run into is we've given the hatches places to hide. Is Nails going to be able to lure them out? Nails is here to ranch, damn it. Where is everybody?
Yep.
Nobody's here.
Nobody's here for her to... Huh. Well, they mostly come out at night, and she's asleep at night. When is that supposed to
I
happen?
don't know. We decided to let him have sand to hide in. We could have just had insomniac, unblinking hatches that aren't allowed any respite from being groomed and fed.
I mean, I can have that dug out. It's fine. You wanna? Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to see some grooming action so we could wrap this up.
they'll still be able to dig in over here.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll won't all be able to go over there in time. Here she comes.
Alright, here comes our miner. Dig the hell out of it. No more hiding, Hatches. Everybody has to come out and play and get groomed and look pretty.
You're gonna be show hatches from now on.
And teach you how to hustle down runways and over obstacle courses and wear bows.
It's gonna be adorable.
Alright, Nails. Come do some ranching, whatever that means. Here comes Nails. Alright, let's see how this works. Grab one of these hatches. Oh, a little whistle. A little come here gesture.
Aw, how cute.
Come here, you weird little bug.
And the animation's messed up.
Yeah, it's unfortunately behind the counter. But you can see that it brushed their teeth, combed them, gave them a little spritz and a pat. Oh, they are shiny toothed and happy now, back behind the grooming station.
Well, that might be fixed by next time we play.
Yeah. We can try that again later.
Yeah. So we'll put the priority back to normal.
Wasn't necessarily the big finale we were looking for, but we'll take it. You just gotta... Oh, Nails is going back again. Alright.
Maybe this time.
This time, come on. Spiff up one of them where we can see it. Nope, they went right behind again. Okay, toothbrush, hairbrush, perfume, loving pat, shiny tooth grin, and an ugly growl, and they're all done. And Nails has got to get out because they can't breathe in all the chlorine.
Ugh. Sorry, Nails. We did not mean for your ranch to be chlorine contaminated.
It's very clean, though, probably.
It's getting crowded out by carbon dioxide.
Like a YMCA swimming pool.
So part of the problem is that there's a lot of carbon dioxide down here that is pushing the chlorine up. So we may need to do the carbon skimmer soon.
Well, while we figure out the air situation, we're going to let you guys go to get on with whatever it is you do when you're not watching YouTube videos. Or go watch some different YouTube videos. Live your life. We can't tell you what to do. We can totally tell you what to do.
Tell you
What do we want them to do?
You don't have to listen is the problem. Look,
Yeah.
I've been playing this game for like 200 hours. I am used to being listened to.
Damn it, she's going to set priorities for you if you don't get out of here. You might find yourself groomed in a pit of chlorine. Thanks for joining us. This has been Team Signal Station. I've been Michael.
I'm Amanda.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye everybody.